Catwoman herself, director Zoe Kravitz. It's Blink Twice. This one's out from Warner Brothers. I've had it in my possession for a little while, just now got around to watching it. And before we get into the details of it, I will say this much. What an all-star cast we have here. You got Channing Tatum, Christian Slater, and among other names, Gina Davis is here. You got Channing Tatum playing like the bad guy, which is kind of a rare occurrence, I think, for Channing Tatum movies. Usually he's just shaking his ass or whatnot. This time around, he's actually playing a character with a little more depth to it. This is a movie that comes with a trigger warning because it does have some stuff that you might not want to see. But I remember back in the old days, they just put those out there without trigger warnings. But this is the day we live in where you're being warned ahead of time that you might not want to see what you're about to see. So basically, this stars this young woman right here who kind of gets infatuated with this guy right here. And he's kind of rich and he's kind of a bad boy. But he meets her at a party and they're going away to this island. He's got a bunch of people there. She's got her friend with her. And everything's cool and everybody's partying. And everybody's getting all messed up. And things go bad eventually, but things get very, very weird before they get very, very bad. I've seen people compare it to Get Out. It's kind of like in that same route. This is definitely an attempt at elevated horror. It deals with some sensitive subjects, I suppose. It gets pretty crazy, especially first when you're trying to figure out what's going on. And then when you do figure out what's going on and you're trying to find a resolution, it gets pretty crazy, it gets pretty violent, it gets pretty wild. But I didn't expect it to get as humorous as it manages to get at times. It gets pretty funny with some dark humor, and that's probably what pushed it on over the level for me. And I ended up giving it like a 3.5 out of 5. And I liked it way more than I thought I would. Originally, apparently, I read the IMDb on this. So originally, when Zoe Kravitz was writing the script, she actually wanted to name this movie Pussy Island, which, as you can guess, didn't go over quite well with with the higher ups at Warner Brothers. But I do wonder if there isn't some world somewhere where this thing could have been released under its original title. Blink Twice is, it is what it is. But I think that title would have just pushed it plumb over to that vibe that it is fully going for. There's everybody in happier times when they first get there to this island and things are good. There's our lead. I don't really know if I care too much for this character. There's a person that plays her friend in the movie. I can't think of the actress's name or the character's name, but it's like her best friend in the movie, or becomes her best friend in the movie. Not the one she arrives with, but the other one. And I feel like her character is way better than our main lead's character for some reason. Like, I feel like this one has some unlikable traits to her, and I don't really know quite what it is. Channing Tatum is good, proving that he does have range. It's good to see Christian Slater, even though the things we see Christian Slater with these days is quite unusual compared to what we're used to seeing with back in the day. That being said, I think you'll have yourself a good time with this. But keeping up with the trend of movies these days, pretty bare bone release, as in there's like no special features. You do get a digital code, which is always welcome because sometimes you're too lazy to pop the disc in the player. I don't think they did a 4K of this. Not sure why they didn't. But if you're into something that I'm sure that the kids are going to call elevated horror, and you just want to check it out and see what's going on, have a good time with it, Blink Twice is way more fun than I anticipated it to be. And I could definitely see it popping up on my top 10, maybe, perhaps. I guess we'll see. But until then, if you want to check it out, it's available now. It's at Walmart. Blink Twice. Zoe Kravitz directorial debut, I believe. Lenny Kravitz's daughter. And yeah, I guess that's about all I can say about it.